Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are in Houston. We're at the Port of Houston right now. We have a pretty mangled truck and a pretty mangled trailer. I'll explain why in just a second. Wheels are all rusty, everything's all scratched and bent and all jacked up. And the truck doesn't look much better, but it does run. Trust me, I got it over here in one piece. Not that it looks like it. So what we're going to be doing today is the RP is a good friend of mine is letting me borrow his truck and trailer. He said, "Oh, you've already driven a Mack R before, so you can go ahead and get in this thing, no problem." So I'm using his equipment today. The problem is it's a twin stick. It is a twin stick. So I've done a couple videos using a single stick, and before I was doing a Maxitorque 9 transmission, and you can just run that with one stick. You just, with the range, you got 3 in the bottom and you got 6 highway. But this is a little bit older truck, as you can tell, but it's also set up in a 2-stick configuration. So essentially what you have is the stick. If you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you see my 2 sticks. Here's stick 1, here's the second stick. So my main here has 5 gears: 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I can do each one of those 5 gears either in reverse mode, which is where the second shifter is right now. I can do it in low, or I can do it in high. So I essentially have 5 gears here in 3 different modes: reverse, low, and high. This is a Maxitorque TRXL 1071 that I have actually tweaked all of the I've tweaked all of the gear ratios on them to make it accurate according to the specs. On this one, it does happen to have a very high torque rating. Instead of low in first, it's actually a low, and the ratio is, I believe it's 23.08 to 1. So low 1 is pretty crazy. Traditionally, what you hear is with a 6-speed transmission, 6-speed Mack transmission, and there's a couple different variations of them, is you have a low gear. So if I put it in low mode with the right stick, I can put it into first, and according to the manufacturer, this is the only gear. First is the only one that you're supposed to run the low gear. You can go, so you can go 1 low and then 1 high, and then after that you leave it in high to go through 2 through 5 over here in the main transmission. Now, other people who are familiar with this, with the 6-speed Mack, will say, but even if they didn't say that, it doesn't make sense to actually shift to have it in low gear and use second, or to use third, or anything like that. But that's only true if you have a TRXL 107. These are 2 different transmissions. Instead of a TRXL 107, this is a 107-1 or a 1071. And with this, the ratio of, if I would have it in low and second, that is actually a much different ratio than if I had it in first in high. Therefore, I'm able to utilize more of the low gears, though technically, whether you have a 107 or a 1071, technically from the manufacturer, you are not allowed to use, or you should not, they don't endorse you using low gear in anything but first gear. So that's what's going on. I'm probably going to use a little bit of the low. I'm probably going to be working with, I don't know if I'm going to be working with low first. I got to be honest. Let's see what it's like when I get the weight on here. I think we're probably only going to come in around 33,000 pounds. Which is fine because we're only rocking a 350 horsepower E6. This is Slav Jerry's. So we'll see what it's like. I'll probably go ahead and leave it in low second, and then I'll switch it back to high first, and then we'll just run high for the rest of the time.
I'm not high.
The trailer that I have here is by Sartana. It's the Super B. It's a B double. and I have it configured as an old version. That's why it looks all rusted out and dinged up. And the wheels, though, the rust wheels I actually have are the American tire pack from Jasper's, or American wheel pack from Jasper's. I just picked the rusty option for these wheels. I think that's just about it. Oh yeah, the skin on this Harven's back R here. The skin is the Old Patina rusty blue skin by Buffalo Logistics. I haven't run it here on the channel yet, so I thought it would be a good idea to do that. So that pretty much sets up what we've got going. So let's go ahead and grab the load, and then we'll get going. Here we got 33,000 pounds of support pillars. We're actually taking this over to my buddy's ranch in Schulenburg. It is MattVT's Schulenburg ranch, and that is kind of why he's got me using his truck and trailer for today. So let's go ahead and try out this new 6-speed twin. Let's go ahead and start it off. It's only 33,000 pounds, but I'm going to go ahead and start it in low and go low second. We'll start it off that way. Guess I'm supposed to turn around or something. Yeah, I gotta... Yeah, I mean, there's already a lot of weight because I got 2 trailers here, and it's only a 350 horsepower engine, so I'm actually fine using this low second right now. And in actuality, talking to a lot of people on forums, because I took a lot of time to put together this 6-speed setup, and a lot of people do, even though it's against the manufacturer, they'll run it in low first, low second, then switch over to the high end. And some even go first, second, third in low, and then bring it over in like second high, and then continue out the rest of the 5 gears. But people call it a 6-speed because technically, from the manufacturer, you got 5 gears you can run in high, and 1, meaning first, that you can run in low. That's why they call it a 6-speed. Some people call it 5, some people call it a 5+1, but technically by the specs it's a 6-speed. So we'll just go ahead and go with that, so you know the whole scoop. And this is, you can actually see at the bottom of the screen it says low. I've put it that way because that's actually what is on the manufacturer's information. The other engine, the 107, actually says that it's just a low gear, whereas this 1071 says low. And I believe them because, well, again, 23.08 to 1 ratio on that low first gear. And the reverse first gear is, I have to look it up again, it's either 33 or 36. And yes, you get 5 reverse gears in this, but that is crazy. What can you do? 33 to, maybe you're only going 2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. You might be able to push yourself up a 6% grade from a dead stop hauling 100,000 pounds. That's pretty crazy. So you are not getting this stuck if you need to use reverse to get yourself out of a situation. We'll let this guy go ahead. I have no traffic, AI traffic turned on. This is just default. There always seems to be quite a bit of traffic in the in these rail yards and at the ports. Let's go ahead and go for second low. Still not used to it. It's got a big fall off on it. You got to go almost down to like 1300 RPMs before you switch it. I'll put it in first direct now from too low. And we'll just stay in direct the whole time. We got 5 gears. There it is. Yeah, you got to wait till like 1300 RPMs. Huge fall off on this.
Go straight. right. After 50 yards, turn right. Turn right.
But this is Slav Jerry's E6, so we've been in it a couple times and we know that it takes a while. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go low second. See if we can start in low second. Still feels like it's taken a lot. See, we can get started with that. That's 23.08 to 1 ratio. That's pretty crazy. That can get us out of pretty much anything. But I gotta wait till about 1200 RPMs. There we go. Back into first direct. So again, I'm moving this one to get me between low and high. High is direct in a Mack. And just using this one to go through my 5 main gears. Now we're pretty much just in direct, and these are long gears now. So it takes a while. I'll get up to third pretty quick, and then it'll be a while before we go through 4 and 5. Can't really see the lines very well. And I don't know exactly what's going on. It's been like this for a couple days now, where I can't really see some of the lines on some of the road. Now I can see it, but when it's that lighter colored, I can't really see it. And I'm not sure what to make of it. I think I have an idea of what's going on, because it first started happening when I started to introduce Weather 8K into things. Up until now, I've been running PNG, the base model, the weather, everything, which includes fixes to the road. And I thought that I would still be able to keep my ground textures from PNG, because that's one of the things that PNG does. And so what I did was, what was recommended is you keep the base PNG and you run Weather 8K in place of the PNG portion, or the weather portion of PNG, because it comes as 2 parts for PNG. So 8K weather is replacing my PNG weather, if that makes sense. But I have a feeling that that weather portion of PNG also takes care of the roads, and so now I'm losing textures and things are getting... See how they're so blown out and overexposed? It's not like that normally. It's not a setting that I have to tweak. I think it has to do with Weather 8K. I am enjoying some really great skies, really good cloudy weather and rain, so that is cool. I like Weather 8K for that. But I may go back to just doing PNG by itself for a little bit so that I can isolate to see if that is what is blowing out and overexposing these roads so I can't see the lines. Someone else pointed out to me that they tried 8K, Weather 4K, Weather 8K for a while, and they actually went to using brutal weather. I don't know if that can be used with PNG. Let me know if you guys know. Gotta wait a long time for that to spool down. First direct, nice. So let me know if you guys know if that brutal weather can be used with PNG, because I might want to check that out too. But if those aren't going to work, and I find out that 8K weather is responsible for why the road is blown out, then I'm just going to stick with PNG. Works just fine for me. Nothing was ever broken with PNG. I just wanted to check something else out. And of course, when that happens, you always have to worry about 2 different mods that do similar things. Even though they're not exactly the same, you do have some overlap there. So a little bit of trial and error here, and I think I'm just going to probably go back and just do PNG at least for the next couple of videos, because I need to test and make sure that that is in fact the issue. It was pretty easy to pinpoint. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because that's I've only added 2 mods since I started getting this problem, and the other one was a trailer, so I'm pretty sure it's not the trailer causing the blown out ground. This thing does get up and go, though. Already almost up to 60. I still have 2 more gears. I'm only in direct third. So I will be adding this to the list of files that I think it's this next one that I go on, right? Yeah. Yeah, see, they say to go right, and they trick you. I've already made that mistake twice. But even though I've made it, I'm still a little bit iffy. The directions could be a little bit more clear. But so that's what's going on. This is my latest. I did mention at the beginning of the video there are those 2 6-speed Mack engines. This is the 1071. I'm also going to go ahead and model the 107 so that we can have those 2. And basically it just means that your low gears are in the same ratios as your main gears, so you really truly, like, it doesn't make any sense to use low in other than in first gear. But then you also lose your low, so you don't get that 23-to-1. I think it's like a 14.8, I believe is your 14 point, yeah, I think it's 14.8 or 14.9-to-1 ratio in your first gear or in your low gear. So not quite as much as 23, but I don't find myself using first a ton of times unless I've got a ton of weight. But I'm already like, I think we're already like almost 50,000 pounds with the truck and these 2 trailers empty. And I got 33, so I'm running like 83 pounds or 83,000 pounds in a 350 horsepower engine. I'm definitely using low second in this. And I wouldn't be able to use it if I had the 107 because the ratios would be too similar to the main gears. But, so, if people tell you you can't use the low range in anything but first, you can technically in the 1071 because the ratios are different. Again, I made this exactly to factory specs. Guess I better get slowing down. We're already above the speed limit as it is. There we go. Back down to speed. Looks like those clouds are moving kind of fast from left to right. Maybe Weather 8K working. Again, I never had a problem with PNG. I just thought I would try something different. But a little bit of news, because we only have about an hour 15 game time left, as we're probably slowing down here. If you guys haven't had a chance, it's been all over Facebook. It's been all over countless Discord channels. But John Ruda officially released, I think 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, released the update to the Highway Killer, the W900, redoing a lot of stuff, especially on the inside, different cabs and interiors and options, and I think you even have, you got different dashboards, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe you even have the option for a W900A model hood on it. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think that was one of the options, or maybe it's just to keep the interior looking like a W900A. But a lot of updates, and people are loving it. Second thing that I wanted to say related to that is he released the major update, and then I believe a day later he released a small update that it's kind of a fix patch. And we got to go around this. Yep. He released a fix because I guess some people were running into issues. Now it was just like a day later. So if you've updated it, if you have not updated it since he's posted that patch, go ahead and re-download it when you log into your account under my modifications. Get that Jake off. Sorry guys, I'm going through. So big update from John Ruda. I haven't had the time yet, but I am going to be installing that and going through it. And I'm actually considering doing that either on the next video or at some point toward the end of the month. If you guys want to see it, do you want me to go through the updates? I mean, most people know about John Ruda's W900, but if you guys want to see the changes to it, I guess it would be for those people who don't have the truck yet and you're kind of on the fence to see how the new updates are going to be before you purchase the truck. I can do that. Just let me know if that's something that you want to see happen. Another thing that I could do instead is I'm still kind of floating around this idea of doing a video featuring a major city in Kansas and doing a little bit of and doing a little bit of pickup and delivery work in a featured city. If that's something that you guys are interested in, let me know. Or should I do a video on the W900?
After 100 yards, turn left.
So that would be for my video that's going to come out either this coming Wednesday or Thursday.
Turn left.
Think we'll still be able to make it? Or are they going to give me the ticket? No. Got it. I do, however, already know, give you guys a preview, what is coming up next Sunday. So a week from today is I am going to be putting out my tutorial video on getting started with a twin stick setup. I'm going to tell you about the hardware. I'm going to tell you all of the files that you need, and there are some files I can pass on to you that you can just download, but there is going to be a portion where you're going to need to do a little bit of work on your own, and I can show you how it works in the controls file. It's going to be unique to everyone because it's how the computer reads and assigns button placement to your different inputs, and everyone has different brands. Some have Logitech, some have Thrustmaster, some have Fanatec, some have even another third party. So you just need to be able to assign the button numbers and however your game identifies your shifter base. That's really what's going to be unique, but I'll run you all through it. That is coming out next Sunday, and the entire goal of things is to get you with a working twin stick setup. Obviously, you already need a second shifter, like a shifter base, and if you want a shifter knob and an extension and all that. So you have to have that or have to be willing to purchase that in order to make this work. But if you're willing to do that, I'll walk you through the rest, and the goal is by the end, I'm probably going to do it on a Spicer 4.4, so 4-speed in the main and 4-speed in the auxiliary, and that is what I ran a few weeks ago when I highlighted the 4.4 in the Kenworth 521 needle nose from Blueprint Mods. Still working on this. They've been working on this forever. It's always slow going through here. But we are just about to pull up to Schulenburg Ranch. MattVT's yard and my buddy's yard too, with Freebeard sign right there. Because I've got a little, even though it's his ranch, I am running part of my business out of here. Let me go ahead and switch it to too low. See where we're pulling in. Looks like up here on the left. This is usually where I end up going. Sometimes I'll come in and go over there where that tractor's being loaded. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it low. Put it in first. so we can go through and have a lot of precision here. Okay, we got to turn her around. We should have enough room to turn this B-double around. Should being the operative word. Everything looks good, all rusted out and everything. Oh, I think I'm going to get myself stuck here. Didn't realize the terrain changed like that. Can we still get out of it? Oh, it's going to do a number on that trailer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's try reverse. Hope I don't have to reverse that anymore, because I don't really like reversing a B-double, to be quite honest with you. Oh, look. You can take a look at the detail on that rust. Thanks, SES. See if we have enough room to turn around here without getting these things all tangled up and jackknifed. Really doesn't help that those tires are sticking so far out there, especially if you're gonna throw me in a parking spot that close. Oh, I forgot about this. I am gonna have to try to back up. Oh man, I'm not ready for this. I've been trying to practice this for a long time and I just don't quite have the hang of it yet. So I'm gonna give it 1, maybe 2 tries, and then I won't keep you guys very long. I think I need to go forward even more. But the idea with a B-double here is I have to steer the cab to steer the first trailer, which is going to steer the second trailer. And it just adds a whole other level of difficulty, and I'm right next to that other trailer with those giant tires sticking out. Alright, I'll hit the horn. Let's get it in reverse. So the idea, I think, is that yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the wheel to the left so I can get the first trailer to back the second trailer in at an angle. And it gets away from you real fast. So you got to correct, and basically now I'm shifting so that the second trailer is going to follow it in. That's not half bad. That isn't half bad. I didn't go far enough though. Let's go a little bit more. Now I'm steering the first one to follow the second. Is basically what is happening. I think this is going to end up being just fine, because if I keep going with this route, then I'll just be able to go beyond the mark and then pull straight up. That's the goal. Nope. Already losing it. So what I'm hoping to do here is have enough room. Is I'm just going to pull over here, see if I can get it to line up straight, and then I can just drive straight back. Because it's really not a pain at all to be running these things in reverse if they're lined up. You just need a lot of room to straighten out, as you see what's going on here. Alright, so I'm still kind of angled a little bit more off to the side. I just need to push it just a little bit. Just a little bit, and then really come around. I think that's going to end up being okay. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. Oh, man. This is really tough. This is really tough. I was doing better, though. So I'm usually good on that first turn, and then I figure out how to correct it. And then from there I get really confused. And by the way, there's no way that I can even come close to attempting this in the cab. Not with the visibility that we have on the mirrors in this game. So we just need to tweak it a little bit more. That's enough. That's actually going to be quite a bit. Anyway, that's the idea behind this. That's the whole idea behind this. And I'm just going to see, I need to work on this a little bit more. It's not as easy as it might seem. I'm sure 1,000 of you can do a better job than I did. I'm just going to go ahead and float her in, make it easy so we can keep this video a little bit shorter. I have the basic concept of it, but I understand them in steps and stages, and when those steps and stages all start to happen all at the same time, one after the other, I still am getting a little bit confused, so I'm going to work on it. That should be good. Alright, I'm in. Totally nailed it, for sure. Anyway, that is the, that was that short little drive with the 6-speed Mack. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you give me some feedback. Do you want to see details on Ruta's W900 update? Do you want to see some pickup and delivery in a city in Kansas? And if so, what city in Kansas? And then next Sunday, we will go through and do the tutorial for how to get into twin sticking. All the hardware, all the files, all the strategy and everything. Things that you need to know that took me really like a month to figure out all the details and do a little bit of trial and error, but I want to make it easier for you guys to just know up front and the step-by-step instructions so you can get to twin sticking a little bit faster than I was able to. But if you guys enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all of my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.